What's up, Steelers Nation? Welcome back to the channel where we break the news before the big outlets even catch a whiff of it. If you love this team and want to stay ahead of the curve, do me a favor. Hit that like button right now and make sure you're subscribed, because this offseason just got turned upside down in the best way possible. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in full transformation mode. The organization is clearly doing everything it can to fine-tune the roster, find leadership, and build a winner heading into the 2025 season. And let me tell you, today's updates are about as explosive as it gets. We've got not one, but three massive stories to break down. Aaron Rodgers is officially coming to Pittsburgh. The team suffers its first major injury of the offseason, and trade talks are heating up at multiple positions. Let's get into it. Let's start with the blockbuster headline that's sending shockwaves through the NFL. Aaron Rodgers is a Pittsburgh Steeler. Yeah, you heard that right. The four-time NFL MVP and Super Bowl champion is signing a one-year deal to wear the black and gold for what will be his 21st NFL season, per multiple reports released Thursday. Rodgers, now 41 years old, is expected to fly to Pittsburgh this week to put pen to paper, and insiders say he'll be suiting up for the Steelers at mandatory minicamp next week. That's right, he's not just signing, he's showing up to work immediately. This is the quarterback move that fans and insiders have speculated about for months, and now it's finally real. Rodgers will open the 2025 season at MetLife Stadium against his former team, the New York Jets, on September 7th. And here's the twist. The Jets' new quarterback just so happens to be Justin Fields, the Steelers' starter in Week 1 of last season. The drama writes itself, folks. Now let's zoom out for a second. The Steelers' quarterback room has been a merry-go-round for the past 2 years. Russell Wilson was brought in to stabilize things in 2024, but didn't last long. Justin Fields couldn't hold on to the job and ultimately signed with the Jets. Mason Rudolph returned this offseason after a brief stint with the Titans and was supposed to be the favorite going into training camp. Then, boom, Rodgers enters the chat. After 2 frustrating seasons with the Jets, including a torn Achilles just 4 plays into 2023 and a 5-12 record in 2024, Rodgers became the odd man out in New York. The Jets cleaned house, and Pittsburgh swooped in at the right time to give Rodgers a new shot, and maybe his last chance to chase another Super Bowl. And you know what? It makes sense. Rodgers is a legend. He brings instant credibility to this offense, and he knows how to win in cold weather, under pressure, and when it counts. Just as the Steelers make their biggest signing of the offseason, they also suffer their first major injury. Tight end Donald Parham is officially out for the season with a torn Achilles, according to multiple reports. He was injured during OTAs and won't be available for the 2025 campaign. This is a tough blow. Parham was expected to be a key red zone target and a powerful blocker in Arthur Smith's run-heavy offensive scheme. Standing at 6'8", he gave Pittsburgh a rare mismatch threat over the middle and in the end zone. Now the Steelers are left with their original tight end trio. Pat Freiermuth, reliable, but coming off a down year. Darnell Washington, physical. Specimen, still raw. Connor Hayward, utility guy, but not a TE1 or TE2 in a power system. So, what's next? Here's where things get spicy. With Parham down, trade rumors have reignited, and one name stands out: Jonnu Smith. Sources indicate the Steelers and Miami Dolphins have been in contact about a possible trade that would send Smith to Pittsburgh, reuniting him with offensive coordinator Arthur Smith, who coached him in both Tennessee and Atlanta. Initially, this trade seemed unlikely, but with the loss of Parham and the lack of proven pass-catching depth behind Freiermuth, it suddenly feels realistic. Smith is a known system fit, a strong red zone option, and has chemistry with the OC. If Pittsburgh pulls this off, it would soften the blow of losing Parham and give Rodgers another veteran target. But that's not all. The Steelers are also making calls on wide receivers, and Gabe Davis was recently brought in for a visit. So don't be surprised if another weapon is added before training camp opens. Meanwhile, on the defensive side of the ball, we're hearing some exciting whispers coming out of OTAs. There's buzz that the Steelers might have a sleeper rookie, defender starting to stand out. Coaches are being tight-lipped for now, but keep an eye out. We could be looking at the next late-round gem to crack the rotation. And then there's this. Beanie Bishop, the fiery young defensive back, stirred some controversy this week. He was caught on video stomping on the Pitt Panthers logo, igniting some college football rivalry heat. Pitt fans weren't happy, but Bishop? He says he's not backing down. Love him or hate him, the kid brings swagger. And you know Mike Tomlin loves that edge. If he can back it up on the field, this will be a name to remember. So here's what we know. Aaron Rodgers, the four-time MVP and Super Bowl champion, will sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers on Friday, according to multiple reports. He's 41 years old. He's coming off a stretch with the Jets that was turbulent, frustrating, and defined by that brutal Achilles tear in 2023. But guess what? He's still better than 90% of the quarterbacks in the NFL, and he showed late last season that there's still fuel in that tank. For a team that spent this entire offseason lost in quarterback limbo, first Russell Wilson, then Mason Rudolph, a little Justin Fields, some Will Howard, Rodgers is a lighthouse in the fog. Now that the position is locked in, everything changes. Let's be clear, Steelers Nation. You don't sign a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers unless you're all in. This isn't a rebuild. This isn't a see-what-happens season. This is go time. Rodgers is here for one reason, to win. And if GM Omar Khan is on the same page, which, let's be honest, he usually is, then we're about to see one of the boldest stretches of front office action in recent Steelers history. Mandatory minicamp opens Tuesday, and with Rodgers walking through the door as QB1, Khan now has the green light to build around him aggressively. Here's where the focus shifts next. Offensive weapons. Even with Rodgers under center, this offense still has question marks, especially at wide receiver. George Pickens is supremely talented but inconsistent. Roman Wilson is a rookie. Calvin Austin has speed but isn't a proven WR2. That's why the Steelers hosted Gabe Davis for a visit last Thursday. Nothing's been signed yet, but let's be honest. This team isn't inviting guys like Gabe Davis unless it plans to make a run. Davis has playoff experience. He's a deep threat. He can be the reliable WR2 Rodgers needs, and Gabe might just be the start. The free agent market still includes names like Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen, who might have laughed off a Mason Rudolph-led offense. But with Aaron Rodgers calling, the shots? That's a different phone call. You better believe Cooper and Allen will at least listen now. Want to get even more fired up? Here's a little nugget for you. The Steelers are projected to have 12 draft picks in 2026. That's not a typo. 12. That means Omar Khan has trade ammunition. Want to make a move for a WR like T. Higgins if things fall apart in Cincinnati? Want to trade for a big-bodied tight end to help Rodgers in the red zone? Want to land a veteran like Jonnu Smith who knows Arthur Smith's system? It's all on the table. This team isn't in cap hell. They aren't asset poor. And now they've got a legend at quarterback. If ever there was a moment to go bold, this is it. Here's something people aren't talking about enough. Pittsburgh's defense is ready. When healthy, this unit is one of the best in the NFL. T.J. Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Joey Porter Jr., Cam Hayward, Alex Highsmith. It's a crew that already wins games, but what if they added one more piece? Think about this. If Omar Khan believes this is a Super Bowl window, why not make a splash on defense too? Names like Jalen Ramsey could be available, especially with the Dolphins in retool mode. Imagine adding a lockdown corner to this group, or a rangy linebacker to complement the pass rush, or a veteran safety to play next to Minkah. The point is, nothing is off the table anymore, because Rodgers changes everything. Let's also talk about the intangibles here. Rodgers coming to Pittsburgh, so isn't just about X's and O's, it's about credibility. It's about attractiveness. It's about players around the league saying, hey, the Steelers are serious again. When Mason Rudolph was the projected starter, phone calls didn't get returned. Now you've got one of the greatest to ever play the game leading your offense. Free agents are going to start calling you. This move puts Pittsburgh back on the map. It shows the league this isn't the same team that sputtered out in 2024. This is a team with expectations now. All right, Steelers fans, we just covered a lot. Aaron Rodgers is coming to town. Donald Parham is out for the season. Jonnu Smith trade rumors are real. WR help might still be on the way, and we've got rookies making waves. Now it's your turn to sound off. Do you believe Aaron Rodgers is the right guy to lead this team for a playoff run, or is this move too little, too late? Should the Steelers trade for Jonnu Smith after the Parham injury? And who do you think should be Rodgers' go-to target in this new-look offense? Drop your answers in the comments and let's get the black and gold debate going. And hey, if you appreciate exclusive updates like this, if you want more of these deep dives and insider breakdowns, you know what to do. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, so you never miss a second of Steelers action. This is shaping up to be one of the most dramatic, unpredictable, and exciting off-seasons in recent Steelers history, and we'll be right here bringing you every twist and turn. Until next time, here we go, Steelers Nation. Let's chase that 7th Lombardi.